Hello and welcome to the next episode of Joe Martin Show. Today I'm here with Inhibition. So can you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Arnold.
I'm Melvin.
Juan.
I'm Michael.
Eric.
So how did you guys all meet together and create the band?
You want to start?
Yeah. So it just started. It was like we were separate at the time because me, Melvin, and Michael are from far, so we went to Southwest, here in far, and these guys went to high school in Mission. But during the meantime, we were just friends in high school, and we bonded over music, and eventually we started like recording music and stuff. And then when we started playing live shows is when these guys came into the picture. If you guys want to explain your backstory, you and Eric.
Yeah, we met Juan last year and also Eric last year. But Eric, or you want to?
Yeah, so we usually go to local shows. Me, Eric, as we're the friend group from Mission, and then coincidentally Arnold and his friend group, they go to shows too, and we just met through. So I met them actually in line. I met Michael and Melvin in the line. It was just me by myself because I like to be in the front for the shows, right? And coincidentally, it was my first time making a poster, which I brought here with me. Well, I have in the back of my car, like all the posters I make, but I have the poster here with me. Melvin, if you could help me out real fast.
It was an
Or you can show it to
Arrowhead
the
show.
camera. So I was in line by myself in front of the at the very front, towards the front.
What does the poster say?
Oh, it's it
little torn,
it was a show for Narrowhead, and so like my corny ass was like, oh, I need to make a poster. What can I make with the Narrowhead title? And I just came up with, I need me some Narrowhead, like just as a joke and like just for fun, like hey. And then so going back to the poster and the line, I had to get something from my car. And then funny thing, Michael and Melvin were behind me, and the guy in front of me, he looked kind of mean. And I was like, I don't want to ask him. And so I looked towards the back, and Michael and Melvin were there. And I was like, oh, these guys look pretty chill. And so I asked them kindly, oh, hey, man, I got to go pick something up from the car. Would you mind if you could please could you do me a favor and hold the poster for me? And then so I did he said like, yeah, for sure. And then he held the poster. I went to my car real fast, which I always parked, like, I always get to the shows early. So I'm like right there on 17th Street, right? It's 17th Street, right?
Yeah, that was 17.
Yeah, I'm on 17th Street and like right there, like not even a minute away walking. And I got my thing that I forgot, and then I came back, and then we just started talking. And then like long story short, we just started talking about music. And so they're like, we're in the band. Well, they're in the band, and I was like, hey, I'm a drummer myself, and I play shows but just for fun, me and Eric, we played a couple times just for fun, like we cover songs. Yeah, and then so they rehearsed me, right? For rehearsal,
Yeah.
like, oh, let's I rehearsed to be the drummer for them because I told them that I was a drummer and I had some skills.
Well, for the longest time, we were like looking for like a drummer and another guitarist. So I remember our debut, like playing live. Thankfully it was like after we met Juan, and Juan had mentioned like, oh, I play drums, and we were like, dang, we could play drums for us, and ever since we became kind of friends, and like we started like hanging out and stuff. And
From what I also remember is I had thrown a birthday party, and one of our friends, his name's Arnold as well, AJ. He was gonna throw a show, right? And then that's where we like,
in his house he threw a house show, and
that's where we basically were like, oh, we could get Juan to be the drummer. We didn't know Eric yet. We were getting help from Ruben from Kid Atomic.
Shout out Kid Atomic.
And we later met Eric through Juan. But it was me and Michael. We had gone to go see Blank at the Pratley Lounge. I think, right?
Oh yeah, Cranking Lights. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to go see them, and then yeah, that's how we met Eric. And then later on, we were doing like a short film trailer.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, with Eric. Like, well, but I'll let him explain his side, but we were making like an EP trailer for our EP, our debut EP, and we had set everything up, and it was we had this like cast of like 5 friends, and fortunately, right, not like unfortunately, fortunately, because this is how we like got closer to Eric. 2 of the actors weren't able to make it, so then we were like, oh dude, who could we get? So that's when I contacted one of my friends. Her name is Elisa, and Juan's like, oh, I have a friend who
Yeah, he's a really great actor.
Yeah.
Because he's done stuff before, and I've seen him. Since high school, I've seen him before play, and I'm like, oh, he's really good. And so I was like, yeah, I could hook you up with a really great actor, man. For free.
Yeah, and we like,
That's how good he is.
yeah, and he acted in it, and I mean, he knows how to play guitar. I like asked him like, oh, do you want to play guitar for us? And yeah, ever since it's been cool. He's been playing. I don't know, like, you want to add to that?
Oh yeah. So basically, yeah, after those 2 guys dropped out, Juan sort of just asked me like, hey, so they're making a trailer for their EP. And they never told us, because I wasn't in the band yet, so they never told us what the name of the album was. They just gave us acronyms. It was like IWTY.
Yeah.
And we were all just trying to guess, like, what is it? I warned, and everyone was just guessing, all the actors. And this guy, he kept telling us, oh man, I want to tell you, but it's a secret. We're like, what's the album called? I want to tell you, but it's a secret. And then at the end of it, like all of it, when I was finally like in,
Yeah.
they said, oh, let me tell you what the album's called, my man. And it was I Want to Tell You.
Bro, put the
So he was telling
corniest
us the
joke.
Yeah,
entire
he was singing the whole
time.
time.
The entire time.
That's so.
Oh,
The
so it
whole
was.
time.
I forgot it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, Eric thought. Yeah, Eric had thought that it was like intentional.
Yeah,
For,
I thought
like,
it was
dying.
they're messing with me.
They were hazing you.
Yeah, but it was cool because that's really where I met like them as like a
Mhm.
unit.
And
during
what
that.
made you get into acting and also playing guitar? Because those are 2 different things, but like, what got you into it?
Well, guitar, it was like my brother and my dad growing up, they would always be messing around. My dad has really fat fingers,
Yeah.
so he's not great at it, but he still managed to play some stuff like La Bamba and everything. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. And my brother was always into the indie stuff, so I just picked it up. Acting, I joined like a shop,
Mhm.
like theater production class, just to get a credit in high school, and that's where I like really got into it because my theater teacher, he said something like you should try out for things. You're not gross looking. And yeah, but it was also middle school that I've just always liked acting and all
Mhm.
that. And
Who was like the actor that like really wanted you to like, or a movie that really wanted you to like just become an actor?
well, I've always liked when comedians act and they do like serious roles, like John Leguizamo or Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that was really cool.
And so then the other question I was gonna ask you guys, because I didn't ask you last time. So for the people who aren't aware, take a reshot.
Second take.
Second take.
Let's keep him
Scripted.
guessing.
Cut this out. Cut this out.
This out.
I was gonna ask you guys like, where did the name Inhibition come from? Like, where is that?
That's on Melvin right there. It's on.
Yeah, Melvin.
It was a Twitter account called Inhibition, and on their bio, it was, I think the definition was feeling uneasy, something like that. Something
Out of
with feeling
place.
uneasy.
Like out of place and like, I guess like anxious or nervous, something like that.
Yeah,
You told me.
and then I brought it up to these guys. I don't know if you want to talk about like the other draft names.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't remember other ones besides.
It was so funny because like for the longest time we didn't know what to name it. So then I went like online and like found like a a name generator, and it's like asking me like, oh, what's you guys' favorite color? Like, where did you guys go to school? And it was, and then we would like always joke because we went to like PSJA district, so we'd be like, oh, los plebes de PSJA, or like stuff like that. But at some point, I wanted to name it like Plastic Hearts because I thought it was a cool name. But then Miley Cyrus like dropped an album called Plastic Hearts, and I was like, nah, they're gonna think I got it from that or something.
And what does the word inhibition mean to each of you? Like, what does the band mean to you? Yeah, going down the road.
I guess to me, well, I in my when I would take like pre-med classes in university, there's always like this well, it always comes up. Inhibition means like the opposite of inhabit, so inhibit. Not that it means that to me, but I always think about that, and sometimes I'm like, dang, we could have named it something else. But honestly, no, like I really like the name of it. Like I really like how visually it looks, like when you write it down or when you like, have it like in a poster or something. But I guess that like whatever Melvin had said, like that first definition that he told me, I guess like it really like I guess connected with me at the time, like back in like 2020. It was that, I guess, that feeling of like, not knowing like what the future is gonna be like, and those feelings of feeling out of place or something. And like we would write about music like that, just always like seeking something that you never get, I guess. Yeah.
Inhibition to me, aside from it defining feeling uneasy, it's still, I know it wasn't really like super clear. I don't know how to explain this. Like once seeing it on a logo, especially the logo that he made, it was like way better. It gave it a whole new meaning, and I don't know. To me, Inhibition, it sounds very ambient, very soft, calm. That's what I think of when I hear Inhibition. Ironically, I guess, but yeah, there's not really much to it. But yeah, for sure, once there was a logo, it like it like amplified the meaning of it to me.
All right, so for me, inhibition it means more like the definition of what it is, like just getting out your comfort zone and like honestly, I would say the band in general, like us meeting each other, is a form of inhibition. Like I was, at first I was scared of like, I need to do this, but in order to reach the goal that I wanted to, I needed to reach the inhibition, I guess you could say, like the platform that I
Get out
yeah,
of, yeah.
and then so thanks to that, we're here, we're all sharing this moment together, and memories and times, and for the better, because I think about it sometimes of like, where would I be without you guys? I don't know, I'd just be working and like just work.
Existing.
Yeah, not just I used to go to the gym a lot, but I honestly like gave it a kind of because it's time consuming. Yeah, but honestly, yeah, like that was my thing. Like before the band, like I would just like work out and go out with friends. But I appreciate you guys, the time meeting you, and that's what inhibition means to me. Getting out, and leading it to a birth of something else.
No, yeah, I'd have to agree with Juan and these other guys on this other couch.
These other guys.
Yeah, I don't know these guys. No, but I would have to agree with them. Just like getting out of your comfort zone, like, and since we're all growing up, we're in our early 20s and stuff. It's just like, I guess it like amplifies the meaning and stuff. Like you're changing, you're growing and stuff. Like you feel uneasy. What does your future hold and all that stuff? Like that's what it means to me. Since I'm really like just like going, like I'm just like living, adulting and stuff. It's like it's real tough out there, man. Like the high school or college doesn't like prepare you for like the real world. They're just like, oh, like go figure it out.
Yeah, they always
You
teach
know.
the theoreticals, but never like what actually goes on.
Yeah. Like
yeah, I
it's
wish they taught me how to do taxes.
tax day is
Especially
April
right now.
15th. No, but yeah, I mean that's what it means to me because I'm actually like going through it and stuff. But yeah.
Well, I think the word inhibition means like stuff that keeps you like like rigid.
Let me Google it just to make sure we're not just talking out of the top.
It
Yeah.
Correct.
Out of our ass.
You'll-
Correct answer is.
You'll probably get
Drum roll,
the
please.
scientific definition of like
Hey, drum roll.
like replace or like move something out of where it was and inhabit that new place. That's what it means.
'Cause
Like
I've,
in
I've
the,
always heard the phrase like lose your inhibitions.
Yeah, because it means
But-
it's,
but
but
it's
yeah,
over here,
inhibitions
is-
is the other
And that's
Uh,
kind of what
meaning.
music does.
a
Mhm.
feeling that makes one self-conscious and unable
Yeah.
to act in a relaxed or natural
There you
way.
Yeah, see.
There you go.
So like that's what music does.
So
you know?
I'm the right one here.
No, yeah, that's the first definition
That's
that
like the
you
dictionary,
that you told
uh,
me.
That's the
Yeah.
mean.
Well, there you go.
What does it mean? But what does it mean for you? Like you as the person, as a person.
As a person.
Yeah, you don't think about like
The
the
dictionary.
meaning of the in the dictionary, just like what it means,
To
the
me?
band.
Yeah, who cares? It's alright.
Come back to me. Come back to me.
No comment.
I thought the question was like analytical.
Like what is the band or like what does the word inhibition mean to you?
Well, I think it's exactly what I said.
Okay,
You know,
okay, that's fair.
you
Or
hear the
the
music,
Taylor
you
Swift
feel a
song, I
little
think.
better. You lose a little bit of that stress you had.
Has there been a moment where you felt to like?
Well, yeah, pretty much every time I practice with these guys,
Yeah,
it feels great.
Super stress relieving. I really. That's why, and like that's I don't know. You want to get no, but like that's one of the reasons I really love playing music with these guys and like just in general because it just like takes like for me it just takes like everything like off of my shoulders and stuff. Like if I have a crappy day at work, I'm just like, oh, like I'm gonna rehearse when I get home because gotta perform for we're gonna perform at the Gremlin, whatever. And I just play and like everything's just like off my shoulders until I wake up the next morning, right? I mean, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and there's this whole thing with like people not being able to pronounce it right sometimes, and which we would talk about, but
especially
we're
in Spanish. I hate saying the name to like my like
How
Diaz
do
in
they say it?
Mexico and stuff. I joke. I'm like, oh yeah,
Univision.
Univision. I always joke like that. But
or sometimes we're like inhibition.
bro,
No, but
bro, exposed. Like one of our inside jokes.
we gave him ideas.
It's not an inside joke anymore.
No, but no, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That some people
Oh
mispronounce
yeah,
it.
like but and we've like talked about it, but we're like,
Ignition. I remember that one.
Ignition. Yeah, we've like talked about it, like like they like they'll come up to us and they'll mispronounce it, but I kind of think it's cool because once they do find out how to say it, it's like I don't know, it just kind of hits different in a way, but
I think inhibition or bitchin. I think that would be good. That would be good merch.
Inhibition.
Univision.
Univision.
Like a freaking like asterisk or whatever the freaking yeah, like the yeah. The like just the accent, like the I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just funny out.
And so, like, what other ways that people pronounce it that you guys found funny?
I remember someone called us like, oh, you guys are in tension, right? And I'm like, brother, that's the name of the song.
Someone came up to me and was like, "Oh, in our way," and I was like,
yeah, you guys are in our
and I
way,
think they
right?
know who, but I was like, "Hey, I mean, at least you got the name of the song right, you know." Like,
Yeah, like we don't mind, like we don't
Yeah,
get
it
mad.
doesn't
It's just
bother
it's
us. It's
funny,
like-
like you know.
if they're showing support either way, like,
Yep. Yeah, like it shows effort, them
Mhm.
saying it, and it's really cool from people after the show and like going up to you and like, hey, and Inhibition or whatever, whatever, because it does happen and it's okay, it's not,
yeah,
you pronounce it the way you think you pronounce it. Plus it's English, you get me English, like he'd be like,
there's different ways of pronouncing things.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, so that's
And going off of that, like, what has been like your favorite fan interaction so far?
oh man, there's
We could probably all say like a different one.
all at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2.
Nah, just messing. I guess at the UTRGV in Brownsville, there was this great time. Like it was so perfect. Like it looked scripted and everything. We were just changing to the inner. We announced like, oh, we have CDs going on, and people would just they were like, oh, we have limited amounts.
Quantity,
Yeah, and literally people stood up, and like they stood up and went to the CD table, and then when they got the CD, they went to for us to sign.
Yeah,
And then
and then I literally had to like be like, hey, like we gotta play our shit still. If you guys
like,
want to stay
we're on
until
the
after,
Clyde.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. I mean, but like
And
this is
then-
my baby. Just messing. But real fast, like I would say that was like my favorite crowd interaction with the people, like, and Mikey. Hey guys, if you could please make a single file line afterwards, after the show ends. That was pretty cool. Interaction with them and them, like actually like, oh, they're right. Like you should like wait afterwards because they're on the time and stuff. So, all right, thank you.
I kind of feel like you and I, or maybe you and I, have someone in particular, but I'll let you go first in case it is.
Yeah, it probably is. I guess like, well, I don't have a favorite because I really liked all of them, but I mentioned these two. It's the one that Juan mentioned, where like a lot of people were like, like wanting like autographs and stuff. It was like they looked very supportive, very genuine. Yeah, and like people stayed to see us and stuff, and this other time in Brownsville, his name is Benjamin. Such a cool guy. He made like a cassette, like a mixtape cassette, like an actual one, and he put like I think like 2 or 3 of our songs in it, and it's like up on YouTube. And then later, like when we had a live show, he came and he like I recognized him, like, oh, it's Benjamin. He did the cassette for us, and like we signed his like cassette and stuff, and he made like a YouTube video about us on I honestly, that's probably my favorite thing so far. He made like of our I guess like show of our set list. He like recorded it and he like mixed it with like our actual songs, and it was like edit. It was a cool edit. It was like really cool. I really liked it. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Why not? Thanks to Ben. Shout out to Ben.
Shout out Benjamin.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's great that you already having like that kind of interaction early on. The fact that people want to buy your merch before you even performed. I mean, which band wouldn't want that?
No,
Yeah, both for sure. Going back to UTRGV, both Brownsville and Edinburgh, it was just like huge amount of support that I was not expecting. And I would like to mention Quinn. This one,
Yeah.
this one girl, she drew us, she drew all of us, and it was
Twice.
it was like she went to both because she
She think she works at Pulse magazine.
so that's why she was on both. And she drew us twice, and it was just crazy getting like that much amount of support.
Yeah, like the first time in Brownsville, like she just came up to us and I was like, oh shit, like she
Yeah,
drew
like
us, and I'm
like
bro,
showing us the
like,
drawing. I'm like,
awesome.
wow.
And then in Edinburgh, she drew us like individually, so we each got our like our drawing, and it was awesome.
But one thing is that she didn't do it on purpose. She has like a friend named Alberto, and I guess Alberto called her, and she wrote my name as Alberto instead of Arnold. But it's funny, like, you know, like I'm like
Yeah.
I didn't get mad or anything.
I would say it actually happened at UTRGV Edinburgh when we did the Union Unplugged session. There was these. I think you were there with me, right next to me. Where like these girls were like, "Oh, like can you sign my the set?" Because we were giving out our set list, and we're like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And then she's like, "Oh, like while we were watching you guys, you bought tickets to the Gremlin on the April 25th," and we're just like, "Oh
Dang, I
shit!"
didn't
Like
know that.
I was like, "Holy crap!" And then she's like, "Nah, y'all are really good and stuff," and like hearing like people say like, "Oh, like y'all are awesome," like y'all like did amazing, like it just like warmed, like it just like makes me super happy because I'm like, oh, like we're just starting out and people think we're awesome. It's yeah, I mean that's mine, that's my favorite out of all of them. You go.
Yeah. I'm not sure when it happened, but it was one of our earlier shows. I fucked up my guitar part, and afterwards, a guy came up to us and he was like, "Hey man, I like what you're doing. That little guitar part right there, dude, that was sick." It's like everyone was doing what they were supposed to, and you were just like it's off, but I don't know.
Wait,
It
on which
felt like
show?
I don't remember when, dude. It was one of the earlier ones, but he I don't know, man. It
I
felt
don't know
like
which one it could have
he
been.
was trying to compliment me.
Minerva?
I don't know if he was being honest.
I feel like was it in Brownsville?
Maybe it's the Brownsville one,
It was probably
Yeah.
the Canon dealers.
Denhouse was the first one that we
Huh?
The one where we got
the
pizza.
I am not the
Denhouse,
same.
yeah.
Probably that.
Denhouse.
Oh wait, no, yeah, Denhouse.
Oh yeah, it's the Denhouse one. Probably. Dude, we all messed up on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very dark. Well, for now, like we know, you know, good experience. Like, you know, we had like practiced and like we were like nailing them, and then the day, like, I mean,
It
the
was
the
literally
moment
just me.
comes, right, and then like it was very dark. Like I couldn't see my fretboard, and I mean, most of it is like muscle memory already, but I couldn't see, bro. It like it sounded way off. Just some songs, but yeah. Yeah.
And going off of your songs, which has been like your favorite song so far that you worked on? Like when every time like you either play it or you hear it on the Spotify or Apple Music like that, like which one's like the ones that like really make you happy that you worked on it?
For me, probably, I think, well, I really like like a bunch of them that I've made. Well, I have like a love-hate relationship with them because I'm, you know, when like we recorded them, I'm like, dang, they're not that good, low key.
Yeah, but it usually takes me and Michael to be like, bro, it's good. You're overthinking.
Yeah,
it.
Arnold tends to like overthink stuff.
We'll be
we
like, let
put
me
it
add
out.
one more guitar part, and we're like, no.
Honestly, like, and I always like listen to them like slowed and reverbed because I really like to like listen to, you know, like if you take like sometimes like a fast song and you slow and reverb it like it's like way different.
Or, like, it
it
helps you
drags out
appreciate the
the
normal,
like the
like
melodies and everything and stuff like that. So when I do that, I think out of all of them, I really like probably the first one we put out, Intention, is the one that like I don't know, like it always kind of always changes, I guess, but in the moment right now, I really like am proud of that one, Intention, like the lyrics of it, and you know, like all the, cuz you know, we know the all the background and like layers and tracks that we added to that like you'll never like listen to unless you solo them out. But I'm very proud of that one, how that one came out, I guess.
For me, my favorite one playing live, I would say either, I don't want to say OCD, but aside from OCD, I was gonna say Tell Me because of like the breakdowns, and it's just going all out.
Very atmospheric.
Yeah,
I
and
think
and just
the yeah, the way we recorded that one and like, you know, how we play it live and stuff.
yeah, we're in our way because that one also goes hard. Yeah, for those playing live, production wise, I feel like, aside from Tell Me, OCD, and In Our Way, I want to mention Best Friend, because I would say that one for me had like, I don't know, like it's like the most filled with samples
Yeah, like it. Well, it's because I truly love each and every one of them because it's like memories. It's like a kind of like a photo album or like songs that like when you listen to them, it reminds you of like when you first heard it, and then you start to visualize where you were and stuff. So each one for me is like that. So I guess like I really love all of them. I can't like choose one. Yeah. Well, playing live, I think my favorite one is probably like the ones that go like harder, I guess. The ones where I don't have to like worry about like singing because I have to like concentrate for
There's
that.
one new song that is becoming my favorite to play live, and that will be on at the Gremlin.
Bro. Bro, spoiling.
I would the song I love to play Intention, the way like live, the way it just switches to the ride. It's pretty cool. I don't know, and like it has the tom and the snare feel right there that I added to it.
Yeah, because we recorded these like before, and then like in the live environment, like this is like when we like add different things.
Yeah,
Especially Juan with the drums.
I like to add stuff, learn feels, since Intention, I would say. Yeah, it's just like the most indie song too. Also, so that would be my favorite to play. Intention.
My bad. I really like Fall Into My Arms. Like I know it's like slow and stuff, but like it's like after like just like I mean this you can take this like like playing live or just like production wise, but like it's just like everything like is like fast and has like this freaking vibe, and then it just like dips, and I just love that. And then playing live it's just it really like it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna switch it up a bit, like we're gonna go slower and like it's a love song. And yeah, I mean that's my overall favorite, like even whenever we were making it, because it went through like so many like
A lot of
different
versions.
phases. Like it's crazy. And then Arnold was like, all right guys, what do you guys think about this? And then like it didn't sound exactly how it is like released right now, but like it was just like
I
the
changed
mode.
keys in it.
Yeah,
It was so
he
like
molded it into like
The most
something-
hated song.
we
the
hated
song
it. Like it wasn't like that bad, but it
Yeah.
low key sounded like Stranger Things if it was like remixed into like a beat.
Yeah, it was
So
something. It was like super like.
we made it very dream pop
Yeah,
after that.
But yeah, Arnold had showed us like what like he changed it to, and like it was just the mold of like what it is now, and like I was just like, dude, like damn, like I can't believe that crap. But yeah, Fall Into My Arms would be my favorite.
One of my favorites is Expectations, cause I don't know, I just like the feeling, like I like driving and like I'm gonna go do something or like meet someone, and I just hear like, sorry I can't make it, and it just feels like, oh man, I wish I didn't have to go. But like I like, I don't know, I really like that.
You might be
that song.
confusing the names.
That's intention.
That was intention.
Oh my bad,
But
man.
no, that always
Yeah.
happens with you guys, like
Yeah,
Juan and
Yeah.
you guys always confuse the name. I know you guys know
No,
the songs.
I forgive
but
Eric. I don't forget.
No, yeah, like sometimes we just
Look
like,
on-
we
on my
forget each other's
way.
names too, man. Like right now, he was like these guys. Like that's common occurrence.
These guys.
Is it
Yeah, it's cool.
it says one time he called In Our Way On My Way.
He's like, I'm on my way.
I think that's probably my favorite part of like people like saying our song names. They just like always butcher them. Not always, but like a lot of them. And it's just funny. Like Like in the moment, I'm like, oh yeah, because I know what they mean. And then like, we're like, oh bro, he said this. And I'm like, you just laugh about it.
But that's just me
It's
though.
fun.
Like that's just me. Cause like even we're like, let's say we're practicing OCD, disco. Yeah, but when we were practicing disco, like I'm always like switching it up, like the words. But it's because I just like fill in the blank because I don't know the lyrics.
Like the
In
Like-
disco.
alternate lyrics.
The alternate. He added like 15 more words.
Or
to-
do you remember like? I'm pretty sure. If you
Yeah,
just
it was
read
what are
like-
the original ones?
Wait, you sing the original, then I'll sing mine. Look. There's nothing. Oh wait. Whenever we would practice disco, I would just like get into the mic just for fun, right, and sing it, and I'll be like, "There's nothing in my life that I would rather do." Ooh. I've been trying to get all the way
Oh,
to
we're
like
gonna-
I would just add, but that's just me. Like I said, me
We're
personally.
gonna get memed on.
Yeah, like that's just me personally. Like with any song, I don't know personally, and like that I don't like, or like not that I don't like it, but like I don't memorize the lyrics. And I would just like I said, fill in the blank with like, let's say it was trouble, and I say, oh, it's a lot of bubble. Like I just like fill in the blank, for at that moment. And so, but well, right, that's me. Like there's nothing I would rather do.
Like Juan usually like he'll know all the drum parts and he'll literally tell you everything he's doing or everything anyone else is doing in any band. But when it comes to the lyrics, he'll like
Yeah. Don't
it's
ask me about
anything
the
goes.
lyrics. Don't ask me about the lyrics.
So, which are your favorite lyrics?
Actually, curious.
The fall into my arms. I think that one too. I add stuff into, but in my head I don't like to, it goes like, oh, that's Tell Me. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking about Tell Me. But lyric wise, I would say the OCD. I do like that one, because it's like poetic, and like bite it with your teeth, bite with your teeth, something. I don't know, something about biting with teeth.
Yeah. I'm like having a brain fart.
It's like struck a chord deep within me to only cut it with your teeth. Yeah. Fire.
Well, some of the lyrics that I've come up with, some of them that I'm like very surprised, like, dang, like I was like 18, 19 when I wrote this, and I'm like, dang, like I wrote that. Like, is one of them is like, I mean, not praising myself, but I just never would have thought I would have come up with something like that. Is I think my favorite one that had resonated with me for a long time is it goes, disappointed, but you don't want to say it. You should lower your expectations. Aren't you tired of waiting? And it's like, dang, the way I came up with that was so funny. One day I woke up and I'm just sitting on the toilet, like, and I thought about that, and I'm like, I started like mumbling it. I'm like, wait, I'm gonna like it, like literally, like just like I had some like divine like revelation, and
Divine
I like came up with
intervention.
it in that moment, and like it's in the song now. Yeah. Yeah, one thing. Whoa, my bad. One thing that I really like that we did is that like we put our lyrics out on Instagram, because a lot of times I like hear like all these other bands is like music, and I just like sometimes I'm like wondering like what they're saying, and like
Yeah, or like you want to
have
sing
it.
them, but
Yeah,
you
because
don't
certain
really-
bands they don't
Yeah.
even have their lyrics like on Spotify or Apple Music, so like
Yeah.
that kind of sucks sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
He's like, guys, trust. It says this. I promise.
I'm not really gonna like mention it word for word because I'll get like brain farts, but I know for sure it's in our way. I'm like, dang, I'm so dashed you broke up with it. Because if not, he would have never written.
He would've never
whenever
made
it's
that
song.
Come back
song.
to me. I'll give like a little like backstory. I'm not gonna like I'll just give a little thing.
And it sounds mean, but
no,
you know,
no,
like-
yeah. I mean, but that's what the song's about. So I mean,
I don't know, without that, there would have been no In Our Way.
Yeah, I mean it's true, bro.
I really like Melvin's lyrics on OCD because it feels like a spiral, like of
Mm.
just like thoughts. You're just like, I mean, if you listen to lyrics, it just whatever is like, I guess, like coming to your mind in that moment,
Yeah,
and like,
and I don't think I have OCD. It's just more of like I like telling like stories, but sometimes some lyrics will resonate with me whether I like experience them or not. And but yeah, I think like OCD only came from like the because I was able to rhyme with it, and also because throughout the whole song it almost kind of shows signs of like OCD. Like I don't know, like the whole like writing your words on my palm and just things like that.
yeah, I think Melvin's the most poetic out of all of us, like lyricism.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I,
I can't.
I
To
like
me.
I love to exaggerate
Do you
like
know where that comes from? Like
lyrics.
the poetic side of you, like where it comes from, or got inspired from?
Yeah,
I don't
true.
know, which is crazy because I remember like in school, like I was just like really not that good in English. So, whoever's telling you like, like whether it's school or whatever, don't listen to them. Just go with like your gut.
Just do you, man.
Yeah, because I wasn't really that good in English, and but yet there I am, and I don't. I mean, I don't really know where it came from. Maybe it came from like the fact that like when I was younger, I was just I was a huge Eminem fan, like huge, and then
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to like I wanted to rap and stuff, and then I don't remember like where it all changed, but I remember watching 8 Mile too
Mm-hmm.
and seeing how Eminem writes his like lyrics, whatever, like every every word that rhymes. So if it's like bird, I'll like this is how I literally write my lyrics. Huh? Bird, turd, third. No, but I'll be writing lyrics, and then sometimes whenever I'm stuck, I'll write any like word that rhymes with it, any of them, even if it's funny or not, any of them, and then I'll just scroll through, and then I'll make a whole sentence out of it, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's where it'll rhyme. And the metaphorical part is just I don't know, it's just
I'm sorry,
exaggerated.
bro. I'm sorry. It's also like the most cheesiest thing I could have ever said.
But yeah.
uh I mean, also context, the for lyrics is because I mean we haven't like made music all together because we recently started playing live last year. And this is when like, it was already post like, I guess we already made all these songs. We were just like in the process of finishing them. So they already had like all the lyrics and everything they needed. And then, it's when we started playing live with Juan and Eric. And that's, now we are like, I guess trying to write as a band now, and it'll probably go a very different direction.
Yeah.
Where do you guys think that's going? Like, is it bad? Like, is it still gonna have the same sound as the first version of Inhibition, or do you think it's gonna be changing?
I
to something different?
personally, I plan it to, because I mean we all love like lots of type of music.
Yeah.
I don't want to like be like, I mean, I don't know if it's like cringe, but I don't want to be fixated in one genre forever. There's certain bands that it's like amazing, like they're known for that. But I really like to try a little bit of everything, and I'll probably, that's probably like the direction we'll still go, because I still plan like to make like indie music. I really like, dream pop, and we're touching some of shoegaze, and there's like also like branches of shoegaze. So like I really like that classic shoegaze and the new gaze as well. So I kind of want to try a little bit of everything, as long as it like fits together. Because I don't want to be like, I guess an example is like one of the albums of the 1975. It's called like Notes on a Conditional Form, and that one has like it's like all over. I love that album, but some people like really trashed on it because of they just didn't have like one genre throughout the whole thing. So they kind of started like with like punk music, and then they went to like orchestral, and then they went to like um early 2000s music, and then they went to like country and like some like house, like garage house music. And it, you know, not maybe not that crazy, but I feel like a good example is our EP. I feel like even though it has like all this, I feel like all the songs are kind of very different, and they all kind of have like a specific kind of genre that they're like touching, but they all have the Inhibition sound, I think. And I guess that's how it might go, because we never know what's gonna happen next.
No, yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
feel like we're just gonna we're just gonna branch out, but like we're still gonna be like we're gonna be making like the music as a band, so it's gonna be Inhibition.
Mhm.
You know, it's still gonna be Inhibition, even though it's like different genres and stuff. But yeah, I would have to agree with Arnold.
And who would you consider like the basis of the indie sound for Inhibition? Because recently I was looking to different bands, right? And some indie bands, like especially like on the Midwest or Southwest, sorry. A lot of these bands are inspired by like the Strokes. That's like the foundational sound for it, right? And I remember a friend of mine. I'm not gonna name her so she won't get in trouble. But she doesn't like certain indie bands from Texas, and their sound so happens to sound more like a band called I think it's called I think it's like Foul or FOALS, and it's this whole different other. It's still indie rock, right? But it's more like from Britain, I guess, and it's a very different sound. So, for example, some of these bands are inspired by this, like Two Door Cinema Club, I guess. So, like their indie sound is different. Like Inoha's another one. They all have this indie sound, but it's very different from like, for example, I guess like an example I could give is like Archer O, Shirley Temple, all these other guys like from the West Coast. Like they have their own specific sound. I know part of it is because it's inspired by like the Beach Boys and like all these California bands, and there's also like some like Mexican rock influence into it. While these other bands are more like I guess East Coast or like UK type stuff. So like who would you consider like the Inhibition like foundation for it, like the sound of it?
For sure, the foundation was like bedroom pop.
Hmm.
It it's very noticeable, like beat machine drums, like um
Is there any like specific
know,
bands that where you can say like
we
we kind of borrow from here or here, like stuff
yeah,
like that?
it's like, well, one band that we really bonded over was Wallows,
Mm.
but on our like individual side, we all had different bands that we really liked. On my side, I feel like the most influence I really put on it really was like Dayglow. Daylow's his early stuff is very, it was just so inspiring how like, a kid from high school, like 17 years old, recorded a whole like album, and it like one of his songs went like it blew up crazy. And I really loved that sound, and I really tried to do that. And I guess other artists like Boy Pablo at the time, um, Clairo, I'll just like the big bedroom pop artists. And I guess later on is when we like started like
Or change
trying to
yeah.
experiment with other stuff, mainly because like we were very limited to like we only had like an interface, and like we couldn't like record like that much, but with what we had is what we made. So like the first 3 songs that are out is that. um and then yeah, like I guess like later we started like thinking about like the live scene is when we started putting a little bit more of more like live bands, I guess. I don't know if you guys want to go over your like inspirations for those.
Let me see. I mean, just bedroom pop or like
Who
any-
inspires you like band?
Yeah.
Like which band?
What do you think inspires like
Hmm.
the sound
Which
of
band
our
inspired
band?
your sound?
I mean, dang, like well back then for sure bands like Wallows, Peach Fit, Dayglow,
Surf Curse,
Oh
Hers,
yeah,
all
Hers,
hers, yeah.
R.I.P. man.
uh,
Gone too soon,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, but as of right now, for sure, I would say, I mean, slow pulp, right? Trauma Ray, Narrowhead. Um, Trying to think who else. You know, like any that I like
Um,
try. All of a
Deftones,
sudden, I
no.
have.
but he has
I know,
very he has
yeah, a
very
little
The
bit.
little
specific
Deftones.
ones. I
All of a
really
sudden,
like all the music that he's saying. But like that's like the ones that he really like listens to like
My
religiously.
Bloody Valentine,
Yeah, like I like all the classic
Smashing
shoegaze,
Pumpkins.
um, Dream Pop, Cocteau Twins. Oh,
Yeah,
Cocteau Twins
and
very like influential
Slow
Oh, for
Dive.
sure.
for me.
Yeah, and there's not
The
really
Cure,
like none of our songs really right
The
now really
Smiths.
like show that, but that's
I feel like some do.
yeah, some
I
actually
tried,
do. But
you know.
I also talked more of like our new stuff that we're hoping to work on soon. And also bringing back old demos and then just
Yeah, and, like we'll
adding
see how we like
adding the
do
new
them now
flair.
or something.
Um,
No, but I guess for me, like as like we like progressed as the band, and like as I started getting into like the music scene here, like the live shows and everything, I think I had more inspiration from like bands here, like and you know, in some point to play live, like you know, Sycamore, uh, Toro Bravo was like some of like for me like influential ones. Bummer Trash, Simply Blinded or Amazing, and you know, as you know now it's like Violetta, um, Blanked. They honestly the right now I really like I feel very inspired by them because they're like really young. You know, they're doing, you know, their sound is like amazing. Canon the Dealers, Armadillo. I love Armadillo. Um, just I know there's so many bands like Lunar Heart and like all these other bands like that like are like influence me right now, but I can't. They can't. You know, I can't think of them right now, but they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what inspires me in this moment right now. Like playing live, I really like.
Inhibition.
They really inspire me.
And do they inspire
Physical
you
Paranoia.
just musically, or like is there certain stuff like stage presence or other
Yeah,
stuff that you get
I
from
think
them?
I think for me, since we're in that like phase of like playing live, is the stage presence, their like actual music, how it like translates live. It really inspires me, honestly. Yeah, to like, you know, to do that as well.
Yeah, and talking about stage presence, I know for like being inspired by that, stage presence wise would be Violetta. Like they always have like this huge energy. They're going all out. Like it's just like literally now a single show where everyone's just like not doing anything. Like they're banging their head like so hard, and and yeah. What about
Just
He's more like of a classic man.
yeah,
Like the
I'm more into like
Strokes,
classic
well,
rock, me myself.
Nirvana.
But like, I mean, this is like it just inspired me to like do better and like wow, I could reach this, you know, and like this skill of like drumming or like I guess some drum fills maybe.
Mm.
Sorry.
Nick Radigan?
Oh, Nick. Oh, I mean, that's from the Surf Curse. Yeah, Nick Radigan. He's a drummer and singer. You know, maybe one day I would maybe drum and sing at the same time, but who knows, right? But yeah, what inspires me is just the music I listen to and like reaching out to you know just more people inspires me to you know just do better and stuff. Yeah.
No, yeah, I would have to agree. I'm gonna agree with Melvin and Arnold, right here. The local scene, not you, man. But the local scene like really like inspired like I don't know if about Juan and Eric, but whenever me, Arnold, and Melvin would go to shows, like we'd be like, oh, like it's so cool, you know, like they're from here, we could do that, and like I mean it's awesome that we get to do it right now, but it's also awesome that like we like see stuff and we're like, dude, like I want that energy from like this local band. You know, I want this. I want to put out that same energy that they're giving, so that the audience has a good time. Because you
Yeah.
know, audience interacting with the audience is like a big part of like the whole experience and stuff. But yeah, music wise too. I love Simply Blinded right now and Canon the Dealers. They're like awesome. Simply Blinded. I just can't wait for them to like put stuff out, more stuff out and stuff. And but yeah, just the local scene, and I have a few other personal ones right now. I'm like into post punk and like some and like more emo stuff. So like that's what I'm trying to like really convey whenever I play, just trying to convey that and like just like convey the emotion that like the song is like giving me, just to add a little to it. But yeah, that's just me.
There's two bands I really like. It's Ugly UK and then Blue Smiley. That guy's very like shoegaze. I think it's really cool. But in terms of like stage presence and all that, there's this band from New York. It's called the Pink Louds. You don't gotta know them, but this is what they do. They're like performing, and they hire these like actors, like puppeteers. So they're just like going all around the stage doing crazy stuff. So it's just cool to see like people doing random stuff.
Wait, what's your name again?
Oh, my name's Eric.
No, the band. The puppeteers. The name of the band.
The Pink Louds.
What was it?
Yeah, there's a lot of artists that do that.
Because
like,
a long time ago there was this band. They emailed me, and they're from New York, and they had a similar thing where they had like these freaky ass like dolls that they would play with, and it was part of the show. I'm not sure if it's the same band or not, but they had emailed me like 2 years ago, like, oh, we want to come to the Valley, but I'm just like, I looked at them, I'm like, I don't think you're gonna do well here. 'Cause
No, because when Mannequin Pussy came, they're
Yeah.
also kind of out there when they perform, right? Like that, the
Yeah.
singer Missy, she'll like get on her knees and she'll like act out all these crazy things. She'll yell and she'll cry. She did that and it was very artistic. And I was like, oh man, this is cool.
it's 'cause,
But the people around me were like, what is she doing? And some of them were laughing, and it was like, I
yeah,
don't
it's
know.
because some bands they're so artistic that I know people locally won't have like enjoy it. There's been like these other bands that are like inspired by like the Lumineers, and like it's what I consider very white music,
That's true, yeah.
and it would not do well here. And I'm just like, no, like I know what you're trying to do, but stick to Oregon, stick to the East Coast, the West Coast up north. Yeah,
And not to say that it's bad, but
Yeah,
you are right.
It's
It
not
might
gonna
not.
it's not gonna do well here. Yeah, and that's another thing where like I kind of like it gets very tough when it comes to being a band and being a promoter. Certain genres do well here in the Valley, and some of them just yeah.
Michael Hers stage presence.
Oh yeah, hers
rest in
for
peace.
sure, man. The stage presence stuff with hers. If I don't know if you've seen the like their live sessions, but like dude, like they're moving all over the place, and the basses is just like just grooving, you know, just letting out everything. Like letting out everything he feels, you know, whenever he's playing, whether it's like just moving side to side or like getting on his knee. Yeah, dude, like and he moves his bass around. Like and like that's I mean and like that's what I try to do whenever I play. I like move like around a little bit, like just like feeling the music and stuff. And like I think I'm like I'm the only like I'm like the most like like I'm the person that moves the most whenever I play.
I need to stop being stiff.
Bro, I'm sitting down. What do you want me to do?
I'm talking about the other guy.
I wish I could.
Up and dance.
Come on.
I mean, like,
Melvin
I
can
mean,
put-
I bought my head maybe like to like, but it
Oh,
kind of
but I mean,
confuses
but I
you.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you because I know
You
you're
better.
sitting down, but like, and like, not that
You
it's
better.
bad. I get that. Like, we're just starting.
I just
man.
get very
Yeah,
nervous.
we're just, but like, I mean, me, like, I just have to like get it out somehow, you know. So like, I'm like, oh, let me move, let me like put my bass all the way down while like I do this like
We feel
bass solo.
Inhibition.
But yeah,
Yeah, just I mean,
No, it was a different band. It was this one. It's called a band called Cookie Tongue. Yeah, and so like they did these kind of weird ass like puppetry as part of their show.
oh wow.
It's like
Oh,
super experimental,
wow.
like very.
yeah.
But I'm like, that's part of the show. I'm like, it's not gonna work here in the Valley. Like people are gonna be like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this?
People are gonna be like,
Let me fast forward a bit. And so like it's yeah. And so like it's very cool, but like I know that wouldn't work here in the valley. I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
Gremlin guys.
Or Eric's just gonna pull out some puppets out of nowhere. No, but talking about like
Bruh.
experimental, me and Melvin actually went to a show last weekend, and like there's I don't they were called Dumpies. I don't know where they're from. I think from like Canada or something, like something like but like yeah, like the this guy, the lead singer, he like came in like a Bucky's onesie, right? And we're just like because like it's his first time here in Texas, you know. But like as the songs like progressed, he literally just like started like taking like the onesie off and
And we were like, oh, it's getting hot.
yeah, it's getting hot and stuff because it's the valley, you know. He probably had swamp ass or something. But literally, like whenever the set ended, and like it's not bad, you know. It's the act they're putting on, and I get it, you know. But the lead singer, he ended up in a thong. Literal thong, and I was like, "What?" Like everybody
we
was
had
like,
like band like that here a long time. What I think it was Hyperlust or something like that. He would also like just play in the
yeah,
song.
and it was crazy for me to see me and Melvin and our friend to see that we went with, and we're like, bro, like what the, you know? But like, I mean, I get it, you know, it's just the act they put on. But like, man, I was not expecting to see a man in a whole thong, you know. But it was funny.
Yeah.
We start playing in thongs, bro.
Going back to the, I'm glad you mentioned the Hyperlust. I've seen
Yeah.
them live before. They're really good. They have like a great stage presence, you know, and they played at the Sauce House, which like unfortunately, you know,
Yeah,
it's
RIP. Another one.
RIP, right? Sauce House. It was really good, honestly, Sauce House. But you
Mhm.
know, like I said, I mean RIP. But yeah, they had the guy. I think he undressed little by little.
Mhm.
The guy was singing and stuff. But I mean, it makes sense. It's in the name, like Hyperlust. You know,
Yeah, it's part
lust.
of their marketing. Like they would have they would be like in a bathtub or like a hot tub and drinking wine and like they'll be like announcing shows. So like it was part of their branding.
Yeah, it's in the name. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm very like into like aesthetics of bands. I really like how like some people or like some bands keep it consistent, which I feel like we've tried to do with ours.
I guess we're so like, you know,
I've you know, at least me, I've tried to like keep the indie aesthetic in it, you know.
What would be
And
your
you-
aesthetic like besides just indie? Like what is the Inhibition aesthetic for you guys?
I think well, what it, you know, the what do you call it? Fall into, what is it called? My bad, I forget. No. The
Fontaine
I
DC?
want to tell you EP era. That era was definitely like growing up and like, you know, what you experience growing up, like relationships and stuff like that, heartbreak. So in our film that we made for it, I feel like we really tried to get that feeling of being young and having like these emotions, you know, being with friends and like feeling like life is like infinite and stuff. You know, I really liked that aesthetic of this era of our band. And I guess you know, since we're growing up, I guess I don't know if it, you know, might change and stuff. You know, whatever it'll be later.
Maybe I might end up in the thong after all. No, but yeah, I would say the same thing. Yeah, and
Maybe we can like lean like towards like the adulting like side of things because like it's hard, man.
Like young adult.
Yeah, like
life.
young, just trying to figure like yourself like out and like who you want to become and like stuff like that.
like what do you mean?
Well, like whenever like
Like
writing
early 20s where we're living right
Like
now.
Yeah,
writing
we're living
or
right now.
Still aesthetic.
Huh?
wise?
Like still, but like I'm talking, well, like not aesthetic wise, but like it's just like, you know how Arnold was like, I'm changing the topic. I'm sorry, but like just like, you know how like Arnold said like, hey, like, well, like not hey, but like the whole the whole EP is like all like you're growing up and stuff, heartbreak and like you're with your friends.
Well,
Well,
there
there's
could be two types of aesthetics. There's like the visual one, right?
Yeah.
But there's also like the way people feel about it when they hear your name.
Yeah.
Like for example, like if you feel like a certain mood, like for example, like if you feel sad, you might listen to the Smiths.
Mhm.
What would you could talk about like what kind of aesthetic or mood people would feel when they think about you guys?
I hope it's like that. I guess.
Like just like I like relatable.
I guess whatever's
like
out.
relatable. Like
Yeah,
things
just-
could be
I
that
think
people
the
can
word
relate to.
relatable. I
Like
think
some
the word
stuff like
relatable is
that,
a good
like
one.
that music hits like just like
Yeah.
oh like dude like I'm
Because an
going
example
exactly.
could be like Lunar Heart. Like they really focus on nostalgia for whatever reason.
Mhm.
Because they have
Yeah.
former friends and a bunch of other songs where it's like nostalgia. Like that's like their main theme.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Probably, yeah. Just I think the word relatable is what I would
Yeah.
want.
Mhm.
Well, you know, because anyone can like interpret anything and whatever they want, but
yeah.
and I guess it could mean something else to someone else, and it like you know they really like that meaning,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. But for me, I guess what I wanted Inhibition to be for like since the beginning is that like I've had like certain like music and artists that like I would listen to like at 3 a.m. and like at night, and I'd just be like listening to their one song and I didn't even know what their lyrics were saying because they're like a small artist and like trying to make up what they were saying and like just like damn, like the song is beautiful, like stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess those feelings of bringing you back of what you used to feel, I guess, and stuff.
Like
Like,
memories
like
and stuff,
memories.
like making you look back and
Mm.
stuff.
What about you, Eric?
What was the aesthetic? I mean, my personal aesthetic.
The way
Wearing
Eric
jersey.
is right now, I just want people to feel that way with Inhibition.
Deal.
He's
It's
changing the look because when we met him, he was like he had a different style to him. I mean, I'm pretty sure you still wear it, but
I just change style every day. Sometimes I got a cowboy hat. Sometimes
yeah,
I got,
I like that about Eric. I remember like the Den House show, like he wore like a what do you call it, the Russian hat or like Catcher in the Rye hat.
I like clothes, man. It's a costume every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today it's steel music. I was blasting some banda music on the way,
Okay, yeah. No,
Try-
I think I
trying-
got with that.
trying to scare the traffic away from me. What's he gonna do?
No, yeah. You get when I was driving here, there was a truck passing by, and anytime like, I guess something was wrong with the truck, you hear pa 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 pa, and it sounds like something else. And I just like, man, like, anytime I like drive like south of the valley, I'm like, you never know. But it was just a truck, like it's just I guess messing up already.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Just something else.
bands freak out because when it comes to sometimes they're not aware of McAllen. Like mine, I had no idea like where McAllen was or like what it is. And when they realize like the border's like 10 minutes away, they're like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
a lot of bands freak out with that.
Like I can imagine, dude, because like it's like like they're near the border.
I think it's like
they're scary.
I think it's funny how like we're all like, well, I'm pretty sure like maybe throughout the whole like border, but we're like our own thing because when you go up north, it's like super different. Like we have our own culture. Like there's not that many like white Caucasian people here, so it's like you just feel like home here. Like rather than when you go to Austin or like other places, it's like dang. Like I guess like here it's like full of the the minority of Mexicans and like up there like it's like not everybody is racist, but like I just kind of feel like out of place. Yeah, like
a lot of different races.
I feel inhibition.
No, like just talking about that, like our culture down here. I had went up. I had went to Fort Worth, Texas, to go see a band and stuff. And well, my sister goes to school there, and she has friends that lived there their whole life in Fort Worth and stuff. And like I came over to like stay because like I was like my sister lives here. I can crash in her room, just to save a little bit of money. But she like her friends were like, why do you talk like that? And I'm like, and I was like what are you talking about? Like I'm just talking normal. And they're like, you have like an accent or like some like a rhythm in like what you're like talking. And I'm like,
Bro
what are
has the
you talking
flow.
about? And like I guess I guess like
He
it's
has
because
his
like
way.
they're not from here. Like
Yeah,
I guess we like
have our own accents.
yeah we have like
and our own
like
habits, yeah.
dialect and stuff and like the way we talk. But
Like when we say or what,
or
like,
what?
oh, you gonna do this or what?
No.
I remember when my my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm already finished.
It was my cousins from Indiana. They had like whenever they would tell them, this was like years ago now, but me and my family, and I'm pretty sure like a bunch of other people do, like one thing that we were always doing is like, like and they would be like, why did you do that then? And I was like, I don't know, like I never thought of that, and then it just like made me self-conscious, like damn, that's true.
No, for me, like when I moved for 4 years to Wyoming, like up north, like I was like in middle school, and here we always say like when it's like getting cold, we're like, oh, it's fresh outside. So like I remember I said that one, because it snows over there. I'm like, oh guys, it's fresh, and everybody was laughing at me like, what do you mean fresh? Like fresh out of the oven or like what? like nah. So now I say like, oh, it's like chilly outside, and like no one says that here, and I'm like. I had to go back to like, oh guys, it's fresh.
It's just like a culture shock. Like it's like crazy. Like, wow, what are you talking about? Like, but yeah.
Yeah, like even like with the state of Texas, like I think, well, it's not common anymore here, but people used to eat like popcorn and pickles together. That's a Texas thing. Other places they're like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Or pickles and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I was gonna say as long as it's not that.
That's probably like, I mean, that became a trend.
That or like people eating hot Cheetos, pickles, Kool-Aid, like mixing it all together.
Oh, like a Piccadilly. Oh my god.
It just became that. Sometimes it just becomes so popular because of the internet. So
Yeah.
everybody starts doing that stuff.
Mhm.
Now you have people being called hot Cheeto girls and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, yeah.
Cuz, or 956.
Dude.
It's just funny that we're from here. Like, I feel
Yeah.
very comfortable here. I always like miss like home, even though we're like our city isn't like it's you can live here comfortably. There's some cities that has like nothing. Like
Yeah.
some towns are like, oh, they
I'm
have to
from a
drive
small
like
town,
a
so
whole.
like I get that.
Yeah. I lived in
You
a
literally
small
have,
town.
one street lane. That's it. Like that's
Yeah, they got one like Dollar General, and like well, when I lived in Rollins, that's what was like the small town it was called. Like they had barely built like a Walmart there, and like we would have to go, like if we wanted to go to Sam's Club or like all these like other places, we'd have to drive like a whole hour to like Casper or like Cheyenne, Wyoming. I don't know, just different places. And
that's how this was.
yeah.
Because he lives in Denison, Iowa, which is like the northeastern part of Iowa.
mm-hmm.
And like if you want to go to like a city, it's like 45 to an hour long. Like just driving. I'm just like, oof.
I really liked Colorado. I would go a lot to like Denver, like 4 hours there. But like every time I go to like big cities, I just feel like homesick. I'm like, dang, like even though like a lot of my family is like in Mexico and a lot of my other family's in Houston, so I only have like it's like a few like deals here, like not all my family. I just feel like this is like home for me. Glad we're doing the music thing here, like than other.
Actually.
I bet it's more competitive like in other places.
Yeah, that's for everybody, whether you're a promoter or a venue or a band, like it's more competitive the moment you hit San Antonio. Like it's
We
It's
have
crazy.
it good here.
you could become like so close to the promoters or like any other band where it's easier to like build connections and go up. But the moment you hit those other cities, like man, you're in for it. Yeah.
But just I hope we like I hope we like get to like go out like to Austin or something, at least like as a band. Like
What
it'd be-
cities would you want to go to?
me personally, I would say like Austin and Kingsville, maybe a little like up a little like Houston, like stuff like that. I mean, if we ever get the chance to, I'd love to like
I'm glad we went to Brownsville. I
Yeah,
really liked that.
Brownsville was
We were like in a little
awesome.
bar, but it just felt nice to like go out of like here
Yeah.
because we just played in like I guess San Juan, and have we played Low-key, we haven't even played like that much.
Yeah.
So like
We've
Back
only
in the day.
McAllen.
Brownsville was like Austin to us, or
yeah,
like,
and then we even made like
Yeah.
a little post. These guys made a little post
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
the
made it
story.
to Texas."
Oh, yeah,
and we're
like,
from far.
Finally
Texas.
made it out the suburbs, guy. Cities I would like to go to, I guess Austin. I really love Austin. Honestly, it's probably like the least scary city, like compared to like Houston, and like not that like it's bad.
Oh, it is
It's
bad.
I'm well, them yeah,
Stuff in Houston.
Ah, man.
but
Be
just
very careful
yeah, I feel like Austin is very supportive. I guess of like whatever happens. Well, at least for what I've seen.
The life capital of music of the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, be very careful with Houston. Even bands from there told me like, yeah, you gotta be,
Yeah.
because there's like, I think Ken and the Dealers, they saw somebody like start breaking like windows at the show, so
Wow.
Oh.
people can get kind of crazy there.
Yeah.
Dang. I really want to play like, I think maybe like Harlingen, just because, something like, what do you call it? I guess possible or like achievable. What's the word? Maybe Kingsville.
There's a live music venue that like recently opened up there, I think.
Hmm.
I know Violet and some others have already played there in Kingsville.
I know of Velvet Wall.
hmm
That's one I know from Kingsville.
In Harlingen, there's two places. There's either Hop Shop or sometimes the Luna Sky Lounge does like open mics and you can like perform there. And that one's like a rooftop venue.
I would like to play here in Far. We haven't played in Far because we're from here, but I think they're having a show soon.
Saturday,
The Far Out
yeah.
Records.
On Saturday.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I'd love to play there's this little you guys know what I'm talking about? Like the show that you went to?
Oh,
The I forgot the
the
name
one with
of
the
it.
kiss.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the landmark. It's called the landmark. The venue.
It's right next to Business.
Right
83.
next to
and by
Junction.
Tower, I think.
The far
Oh wait.
it's
Never mind. I'm
That's
talking
where
about
the
it.
Kiss
Lone
band
Star
played.
Theater.
the Lone Star Theater.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I
because
was
where
talking
the
about
Kiss
another
cover
one.
band
Yeah,
played,
yeah,
that was
yeah,
the landmark.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind playing there either,
Yeah,
honestly.
one I do want to play just to kind of like scratch off.
Oh,
that
Cine El
little-
Rey.
Well, yeah,
I
there,
think that's
yeah,
the
dude.
one. Just it's like here,
If we
but
ever get
it
to
just
that,
it would
Yeah,
be cool.
It was
awesome.
just like one of our like checklist. Also 707. Just to,
Oh yeah.
basically the spots we've wanted to play. Bummer shit if they ever come back, which
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah,
We lost a lot of the DIY venues. It was very
Yeah.
rough for those like couple of 2 years. It just
I
pretty much
know.
vanished until like the Den and the Shack started doing shows.
Minerva.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
whenever
right.
too. So we got lucky on that end where we started seeing more DIY spots come up.
Yeah, Minerva. Bummer shit had to run so Minerva could walk.
No, for real, man, for real.
No, but yeah.
Who's in charge of that venue? Because I think they're doing a pretty good job so far being consistent. Because that's always the struggle that these DIY venues tend to have, where if you don't have consistent shows, people are gonna forget about you guys like very quick.
What was it?
Yeah.
The Minerva.
Who's in charge of that? Because it's been
Oh.
consistent.
I'm in
Yeah.
charge of the account of Minerva as an idea, as a project. But my friend Ivan, I met him at work at where I used to work, and I went to back when he was like living there with at that place where the shows happen.
Mhm.
I remember going to like we were in his backyard, or I think even just in his house. Yeah, just his like inside his house first, and it's like really huge, two-story. It's like two-story, and I remember telling him like, dude, like we should just throw shows here, because I always wanted to throw shows, get people together.
Mhm.
I love meeting people. I love getting people together. That's also why I had like I don't know
Yeah, he's
the
gonna tech right
birthday
now.
party. Honestly, just
With the
And,
dogs.
yeah, just also to like help and support those
Mhm.
bands, and but me being in the band though, it has come a bit of a challenge now because not too long ago I had to turn down Den House because I had to be at Minerva just so everything runs smooth. Um, but yeah, I think that for Minerva is mainly just temporary as a spot. Because I do like I do think it'd be nice to just upgrade it, like do
Yeah.
more with it, do more with the idea, God willing. But yeah,
I think it's great that you're doing that because one important part of DIY is that you're able to give smaller bands a chance to perform. When you become a promoter, it becomes more difficult, like working with touring bands, because then you have to bring in money. Like there's no other way, and so you can't really take a risk on smaller bands until they can prove themselves to like have draw, which is like bring people in. And so what DIY is really what should excel at basically is just giving everybody else a chance. Because certain bands, I know that for a while, some bands would struggle getting gigs as soon as they start because promoters are like, well, I don't know. And then if you're in the indie scene, it's even harder than the hardcore scene because as things stand currently right now, it's just me and Patrick from Put a Tiger's Blood. And so he works with really big bands. I work with like mid-sized bands. So like you really need to get like bands that, are able to like open up and then bring people in. And I think the DIY spot, I mean, 707 used to do like indie shows for a while, but then the promoter that was working there left to a different state, so it made everything more difficult for people. And as of right now, I think only like the Flying Walrus has like some alternative rock stuff. So I mean, it's a good thing that you guys have that platform open for bands to like just perform and again, even just have fun and get together. It's a great thing.
yeah. Also, even just for like Inhibition, I'd say like it mainly started though with because we were planning on doing at first an EP release show,
Mhm.
but like thinking more about it, we were like maybe for another project because we had only went live once, so we are like maybe for another time. And then I had a friend Ruben from Kid Atomic look for a spot, and then that's when I asked my friend Ivan like, oh hey, like they're looking for a spot. I think this is like you know the the perfect opportunity to try and work it out, see how the show goes. And thanks to him and his dad for also saying yes. It's the shows are able to also happen and stuff.
No, yeah, that's also the difficult part, like making sure people, well, first of all, that the space is available, and then also like dealing with the cops because sometimes
Yeah.
shows do get shut down. I mean, it's happened at 707 a couple of times, so yeah, that's why like certain areas, since they're like in a residential area, shows can't go past 11 p.m. because complaints.
Yeah, I know for our last show we told the neighbors like, hey, like, and they were cool with it. They were cool, and we're like, if anything like noise complaint, just call me and I'll turn it down lower.
Yeah, so I mean, it's great. It's great that you're doing that. And it's really needed here in the valley.
Yeah, and I also think it's good to not really saturate it too much, because I've also had people like which is a good thing, like come in and be like, oh, can we throw a show here and stuff. But now
Mhm.
that I'm like thinking more about it, I'm like, oh, I'm in a band and I don't want to turn down these other shows, but I don't want to turn them down either. So I'm like
Mhm.
balancing everything out. And yeah, again, not really saturating it. That way it doesn't like really lose touch. That way, whenever a show does happen, it'll I guess it'll kind of have like a more of an impact because it's not too often, maybe.
Yeah, that's something bands need to also work on as well. Like where you can't be performing every other weekend, otherwise people are like, well, we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Compared to certain bands where they only perform once, whether it be once a year or a couple of months, people have to go because I mean you're not gonna see them again for a while. Yeah, so I mean you're on the right track.
As for Minerva,
And well, I don't want to take up too much of your time because I don't know you guys have anything else to do because it's almost 9. But I guess right now you can start like promoting your stuff. I mean your Spotify. I know you have some upcoming shows with Dummy, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
like you can go ahead and start promoting.
I'm
your
very
music.
excited to hear them live because was listening to the music. I really like. I'm into that music a lot.
Not just only listen to him live, but like ask for advice. Like 'cause
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we
LA
can get
and, like-
something from like their stage presence, like see like if we can like do something similar and stuff. Cause like
I just get scared when like opening for these bands. Like,
yeah,
you know, we're
hey,
like,
but I mean they reached out to us, man. So I mean,
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
they did, you know. But I mean, we the last performance that we did, I think we did good. You know, I think we did awesome, and I mean, I feel like we can do it again. You know.
yeah,
I
I think
believe in
I think
us.
Michael's is like the most optimistic out of all.
Yeah,
Every
I
time
mean,
we play a show, like, dang, we missed.
somebody
the
has to do
bet.
it.
Yeah, but
I was like, nah, we did
just
good.
just gonna promote the shows
No,
here.
no.
Just gonna promote the shows here.
No, like no, I like I've said before, like whatever goes wrong, like it's part of it. Whether we mess up, whatever, like we'll laugh about it. Just anything but being like negative.
Yeah.
What's fun about it is that like we're like friends. So like we're not really, because I know there's some bands that are just like bandmates, but like we're like, you know, we're like friends. So like me, like sometimes, not that like I'm hard on you guys, because like on the production wise, like I'm very like I guess a perfectionist. So like if the song doesn't sound like it, like you know, the recording, I'm like, oh no, we got to do it again, and like, you know, just like perfecting each thing. But I'm not like very like tough on it, like, oh, this guy never got it, I'm gonna kick him out, or like stuff like that, because like we're friends before bandmates. Like we built like an actual like friendship, and like, you know, we hang
I'm still
out
learning
we
to
hang
play
out
guitar
outside of the
too.
band, and it's like cool that like I've seen these guys grow, because I've been like the one that's been like most like how do you say it, pursued it, I guess, because these guys would do a lot of film, but I did like a lot of music. So like, you know, I
mean,
tried to
love both. I love
yeah
horror
I
films.
love I love film. You know, where I lack on film, they have those strengths, and then like, you know,
and that's
the-
also a good thing because the music videos, everything promotion wise, it was us.
yeah
it was
yeah
But
just
like-
also-
it like just came
Also,
together.
obviously, you know, thank you to those actors, Eric and all
Mhm.
the other actors and actresses who helped us make that possible too.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just fun to like play with these guys. You know, we always like laugh. Like, I don't know, like we joke like every like 2 minutes. It's funny. Like, I don't know, just I feel like that really like makes it less stressful or whatever, like
Yeah.
less you know, like, oh, I got to get it right, cuz then, you know, whatever. And then I mean, you know, I care about the sound. Like, I'm not like, oh, I don't care what it sounds like.
yeah,
but
or you're not like,
but I cut them some slack because I'm like, they're my friends.
yeah, or because
Yeah.
I told you, like, we're still learning.
Yeah,
too.
they're still learning, you
And
know.
we've had like little arguments, and I think
Mhm.
that's safe to say because I think more bands here, whoever's starting one, should recognize that hey, you're gonna like, you gotta learn to be open and
Mm.
communicate. If not, you're not really gonna work out the band. But yes, like instead of it being like, oh, like, I gotta rehearse again with these guys, it's more like, yeah, like I help after, you know?
Yeah. Literally, we go to IHOP all the freaking time.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
help.
help that motivates
Or
us.
Whataburger, late night Whataburger,
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Think about the late night meals, bro.
I'm probably
That's
gonna eat
our
after
reward.
this. But, yeah, it's just fun. Like, you know, right now we were playing Smash before you got here.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I'm like, God, these kids
Oh,
are
hey Joe,
Smash.
didn't see you there. Like,
You want to tell them your idea?
that's
just
once.
for fun, like
That's one's idea.
yeah, I was just, like, you know, I like to mess around a lot, you know, and then I had an idea of like, hey guys, before, like, just to make the interview different, you know,
Yeah.
just to be, it's not to be different, like, oh, like, let's do something different, like, you know, just to, you know, like me myself, right, like I said, I had, like, my own taste, right, like, hey guys, why don't we like we play something, and then Joe's like, hey, what are they doing over there? And it's like, hey Joe, what brings you here? You're like, you go to the back patio, to the back,
Bro.
backyard. I don't know, like, it was just something like
He was
impulsive.
He was saying this like we were at Panda Express.
It was just an idea, you know,
I
like
know, like, you know, like I'm not laughing at your idea, but it's just so like it was so cheesy.
what's that coming out your
bro.
mouth then?
He's like, oh hey, Joe Martin, didn't see you there. Like it's
it was just a funny idea, you know.
Playing drums.
He's like,
Yeah,
oh.
like I was like, you know, like me, like, you know, I'm thinking like the idea I have is like, you know, like fixating, like, you know, it's your POV, like, oh hey, like what's that sound coming from over there in the backyard? You know, then you like go through the gate, and then it's just like, you know, like not
funny.
noticing you know, like we're all playing whatever, and it's like, oh hey there, you know, kind of like a TV show, like, oh hey there, Mr. Martin, like it's Joe Martin, like how's it
all
going?
like
You know, what brings you
Sesame
here today?
Street-
Yeah, but like, you know, just
Sesame
messing
Street
around, like, hey
style.
guys, we should do this, or tell Joe about it, you know. But you know, that's just me, you know, I like to like mess around, you know, with the videos I've done
Yeah,
without knowing
Yeah.
you before, like, you know, but now that you're here,
No,
you
don't
know,
worry about it.
yeah, yeah,
Anything that
It's
makes
fun.
everything fun, yeah, I go for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
it's fun, yeah.
We used to. I mean,
But
we're
I mean, I
bringing
was hungry
back.
that night, and like Armadillo, like he like, well, we asked, or I asked him. I don't know what, like, I don't know exactly what happened, but like, el chiste es que I was hungry. There was some tacos there, and I was like, yo, we should get some tacos, you know. And that's when like I'm not sure who told me exactly, but they were like, yo, that's Joe Martin's.
yeah.
That's Joe Martin's. And I'm like, bro, like, you know, we gotta give him thanks. And then so my girlfriend, she recorded, like, I told her, like, record us,
Yeah.
record us, you know, like, you know, make it like a not promotional video, but like make a video for you, right? Like,
Mhm.
thank you. And I didn't know you, right, at that time. And I was like, thank you, because you know, you're like, you know, you still are, right? Like, you know, big deal, you know, like, yo, like, yo, Joe Martin, bro, like, thank you, Mr. Joe Martin, you know, the food, and like, you know, yeah, and like, you know, I mean, we weren't right. I mean, me, at least I wasn't right, but like, you know, I like to mess around a lot. Me, you know,
No,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's because some people think I'm really serious because I have like a serious face, like. But no, I like joking around a lot. So I mean, when I saw that, like when your girlfriend showed me the video, I'm like, yeah, like
yeah, I mean, I was scared at first. I was like,
No.
oh, this is a businessman, and I'm here making jokes, you know.
no,
Like,
I
I'm
love
out here
having fun.
making
Like
jokes.
I had to be serious on a podcast just a little bit because people are watching.
Yeah.
for sure.
But like once the converse are cut off, I mean, it's fun to have like joke around and all that stuff.
Yeah, have that
we
that
did
comfort.
that a lot with the band like account. Like we would meme a lot, and then like we were like in the EP phase, like release
yeah,
date.
like same thing with like Red Blanket headlining, like
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like we got all like I was like, oh yeah, let's make it all serious for a bit, like all cinematic, like. And then like the EP releases, like okay, we'll go back. This guy like posted like the Minecraft movie like on our story, and I saw him, like I saw the tag, like oh Inhibition tagged you on my account. I'm like, oh my goodness, God. This guy probably posted a clip of the movie, but it was funny. Like after I watched it, like nah, low key, it's funny. It's funny. Like I'm not gonna
for sure.
I guess the end before we got sidetracked. Yeah, we are Inhibition. We are on Spotify, Apple Music, basically everywhere except like SoundCloud. I'm sorry, I haven't gotten around to it.
yeah,
We
that's
gotta
the high school
upload that.
phase.
SoundCloud
You know what?
uses
That's high school
We'll probably
phase.
use SoundCloud for like our demos or something. But
I have
We're on
not to
YouTube,
self promote
everything.
myself, but I have like 1 or 2 songs in SoundCloud from like high school. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm under It Be Like That. Yeah, I'm not.
His-
I mean, now that you guys bring it up, right? Who brought it up actually? Oh yeah, Arnold, right? That's it. I have like 2 songs. You know, they just just for funsies. If you guys want to know it, it's under like my like from Instagram. It'd be like that Juan, and so if you guys
Yeah.
could support myself.
yeah, I guess he's
Yeah,
gonna mention the shows we
We're
have.
gonna be playing the Gremlin, April 25th, and for the Brownsville people, we're gonna be playing the Kraken Lounge. The Kraken Lounge, May 17th, and then we're gonna be back at the Gremlin, May 31st, with our host right here.
Yeah.
Amen.
Just announced that
Woo.
one, but yeah, just check us out. We are Inhibition. Instagram is Inhibition Music, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have the poster for that.
I would like to
forgot.
thank, like, I guess Joe Martin for this interview as well. Like, I guess doing the effort to do it again because, like, the first time,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's
with,
some issues going
yeah.
on. Usually my producer's like really good like with fixing stuff, but this time he was like, man, like
Man, what you do?
it's cooked, bro.
it's the house. The house is cursed
That's
or
it.
something, man.
But yeah, like I feel like the last one we just like yapped, and this one was like
Yeah.
a little bit more,
It's a
and
little bit
like
more solid, yeah, but still.
yeah, good thing. Maybe it was
Thing.
pretty like good thing. You know?
Hey, we got a second chance. We got a minute.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks to God. Yeah.
No, of course, I love having you guys because again, like for a while there was a slump in the indie scene where there wasn't like no new bands popping up, and actually there's a guy named Fabian Villa. He told me to interview
Oh, yeah.
you guys a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out
May we
Fabian.
ask,
Shout out
who-
Fabian.
Yeah, shout out.
I went.
like,
We
who-
went.
who's
I went to
that?
high school with him.
He does like pop music, I think.
Yeah, he
something like that.
does.
Oh yeah, Arnold.
You went to
and Melvin
PHA
knows.
then? Or-
Yeah, he was in my class, and like that's where I
And he
met
told
him.
me like, you gotta interview this band, and I looked at you guys. I'm like, who? Like they never perform live, and
Yeah.
that's usually like the one center I do have like at least perform live or be active, like doing something.
Mm.
And at that time you guys weren't. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
people
good.
didn't really know us. We weren't in the scene, so I mean, it's
We probably would have.
understandable.
We just lacked everything, like
Yeah.
equipment.
And then these
people.
guys came in, and then
I think
we
it
were
was in a
like-
good time. I feel like I really like this new, I guess like era of bands that are popping up or like that are playing right now.
and so when I saw you guys pop up, I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, these guys are cool. And I gotta get them on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an extra good,
One,
like
two,
awesome
thank
compliment.
Yeah,
Oh,
best
wait.
compliment.
Thank you, Mr.
Guys, mom, turn on the TV. We're at the Joe Martin show.
So people do it, and it's always freaked me out. Like I thought people would just watch my podcast like on their phones.
Are you
Some
like
people will tag me, they'll put it on their
Abuelita.
television. I'm like, what?
What? I mean, that's great though. It's
Yeah.
support.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so
though.
like I get curious. I'm like, oh wow, so people put on the TV. Like that's it's cool.
I'm probably gonna watch it on my TV.
Yeah,
when it
honestly,
comes out.
honestly, now that you bring it
I'll
up,
probably-
yeah,
I'll
and
probably
post and
just
tag you.
Watch it during my lunch or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought people do. Like, oh, I'll watch it on my phone because I'm eating lunch.
yeah.
At Domino's, we have a TV.
Oh,
I'll-
you should put it.
I'll put the. I'll put it. I will
it.
put it. Because at Domino's, they're really cool people. I mean, they're really cool people, and I'm pretty sure they'll let me they're really supportive too. Like when I asked him like, hey, can I have this day off? I have a show. He's like, of course.
No,
like,
it's great that those jobs do that because some bands or some shows, there's certain workplaces where they're very strict about that. But the fact that you have a supportive workplace, I mean, it's great.
Yeah, it's a huge blessing to work in the place, and I've been going for a year and like 4 months, and going strong. Going for more.
Sometimes he brings
Yeah.
pizzas.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I mean I have discount, employee
Shout out
discount.
Domino's.
Little
What discount do
Caesars
they
is
give you?
bad.
How much?
Sorry,
How much do they give you for the discount?
50 off.
Okay,
Yeah, like half off,
50%
basically.
off,
So even when
damn.
I
We know what we're eating after.
whenever I go to my brother's house, there's he lives in Dono, and then he lives by like right next to 83, old 83, and there's a Domino's there. So it's like a 5-minute drive, and my brother's like, hey, hook us up with pizza, and it's like of course, man.
Does it work at any Domino's or just the one you work at?
No, it's so there's a franchise, like it's franchise owned, and then
Oh,
like it
yeah.
expands all the way to Rio Grande,
Oh wow, dude.
to Brownsville, but like there's like certain in betweens. Like for example, I worked the one in Palmer. Shout out to Palmer's Domino's.
Actually, like, we're like, what?
Some guy just walks in with the pizza.
He's like, oh, there is no secret camera this time. There is a real camera. I'm not crazy, guys. Nah, and so there's one right down the street actually where I
Yeah.
work at, and we don't, it's a different branch. Literally, it's like right down, like 2 minutes away. It's a different owner. You got me? So no, we can't get there.
Oh, so as long as it's in the same franchise. they're
Yeah,
good.
same franchise. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's badass.
I think we went to one in Brownsville right after this from
Oh,
the.
yeah,
and
the
I got a
BJGV.
discount there because I asked like, hey, I haven't like I showed my hat like, hey, can I get an employee
I wanna
discount?
be all.
Because it helps a lot actually. Like it's saved especially during these times. Pizza. Anything helps. I had getting an offer from.
All right, shout out Domino's.
Yeah, shout out to
That
Domino's.
was our
Little
time.
Caesars is better, but
Better stop this man's yap before it goes on forever. I played.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.